Module 1, Subject 1. What is money? Key questions answered. What is money? What are the properties of money? Welcome to the first section of our financial education journey. As we saw in the introduction, we are going to step through the global financial system by introducing how we got here, what we are currently facing, and we will wrap it all up by laying out our options for preserving our savings and building our wealth. The ultimate goal is to provide you with the knowledge and understanding to make better financial decisions for you and your family by understanding what we are up against. And with that said, let's get this ball rolling. The first step to building an understanding of the issues we are facing is to answer the question, what is money? In its simplest form, money can be understood as the medium by which two parties agree to settle an exchange of a product, good, or service. Going a little deeper, money allows us to swap our resources or services for a store of value, regardless of whether we have an immediate use for this stored value. This has allowed our civilization to expand and grow much more efficiently than it otherwise would have if we would have continued to rely on practices such as barter, but more on that in the next section. For the average person, money holds its value as there are only two methods to obtain money. 1. We must expend time and energy in return for money, that is, work, labour or services. Or number 2, we must trade goods or resources in return for money. It is important to note that in the second point above, in order to obtain these goods and resources to trade, someone at some stage had to spend the time and energy to create them. We can thus deduce that we must expend time and energy to obtain money. Therefore, money equals time plus energy. By viewing money as a store of time and energy, we can better understand that money is essentially a battery, a store of energy that can be used at a later date. With this analogy in mind, the evolution of money, in theory, is this constant search for the most efficient battery to store time and energy. With that being said, today, we store our time and energy in paper notes and coins, or the digital representation of those paper notes and coins in our online bank accounts. But this hasn't always been the case. We have used a myriad of mediums to represent our stored time and energy. Let us take a step back and look at some of the key stages in the evolution of money. And while we are at it, let's examine some of the not-so-positive traits that seem to be emerging during this evolution. However, before we can start on this journey into the evolution of money, we must understand the basics. Money has a number of properties and characteristics that, when met in their entirety, make up what we consider to be sound money. Once we have developed a solid grasp of these key traits, we can dive into the evolution of money with this foundation to refer back to. So what are the properties of money? There are three primary categories that make up sound money. 1, a store of value. 2, a medium of exchange. And 3, a unit of account. In the graphic below, we see that each primary category contains a number of properties. The definitions of each property and category are detailed within the table. Take some time getting familiar with each, as we will reference them many times in the next section. Don't worry if the concepts don't stick straight away. You'll be a pro in no time. Property and definition. Property, store of value, maintains its purchasing power over time. Scarcity, limited, restricted in supply. Durability, able to withstand the test of time. Immutability, irreversible record of exchange. Minimal reliance on trusted third parties. Medium of exchange, recognized as an intermediary for the purpose of exchange. Portability, ease of transport and transaction. Acceptability, widely accepted by others. Unit of account, widely accepted unit of measurement. Divisibility, able to be divided into smaller denominations. Fungibility, any unit is interchangeable with any other unit. To conclude, now that we have introduced A, the concept of money being a battery that stores our energy, that is our output, hard work, blood, sweat and tears over space and time, and B, the characteristics and properties that make up an ideal sound money, let's jump into the next section, look at various types of money through the ages and critically assess how they have performed.